Hey, Francis, crypto sniper, market sniper, reset sniper, talking with his crypto hat on. So, a naked chart. I took all my lines off Bitfinex. It was so beautiful. There, it was like a naked lady. It was like peeling all the layers off. A better part of a year's worth of TA with levels, and I drew again. And I just wanted to draw a couple of lines in total and say to you, here's an opportunity. Now, I can never advise, and I don't advise. I've just finished premium, and I don't advise my premium guys. I'm YouTubing this because it is my assessment that we are probably likely to have, at some point, not too distant future, a major impulsive move, because we've gone exceedingly low volatility on Bitcoin and crypto as a whole generally. This is overall essentially since last year. So we've got August of last year till where we are of this year, and this is the narrative. The blow off high, the bounce. We have a soft floor at the 7K. We had a hard floor at the 6K. I've talked a lot about volume by price and how and why you guys should use it. I'm not going to do it again. I did it in my Mike Novagrass Calls the Bottom YouTube. Go have a look for it. It was just before this one. There was a whole bunch of volume that's occurred at this level. A lot of people go negative that were hodlers or investors in Bitcoin that bought at the 6,000 to the 7,000 level. There was a high volume of engagement there. It's understandably been a reinvestment point for many, and it could have been a support level, or it's a floor, and Mike is right. My express assessment as a technical analyst is that this is, on balance of probabilities, more likely to have a downside break than an upside one. So here I am essentially giving you a trade. Now, I don't tend to do this. I do it. I talk to my premium guys about the trades I'm going to take. It's not giving you a trade. It's not advice. I'm telling you what I will be doing. You can do whatever you want, and you should take responsibility for whatever you choose to do. So the assessment is that this will be a short sell on BTC for profits. The danger, however, is if we're wrong, we're going to be wholly wrong, and the impulsive move will then be to the upside. So stop losses are certainly required, and accurate sizing is certainly required. Trading is not for everybody. Most people who attempt this will get it wrong and lose substantial amounts of money. So rather don't. I'm just telling you what I'm doing. And as a result, own your own outcomes and don't necessarily do anything you wouldn't normally do, especially if you lack skill sets. You need to be trained, and it's important. Okay, all that T's and C's aside, soft floor, hard floor, we've been testing this, we've been leaning on this, it's now leaning on this level. We've lost momentum on the up legs. There's been a consistent squeeze down across the top. The only concern in this trade for me is the fact that we are rather high on shorts on the BTC shorts, and I mention it and people can understand it. And in fact, I'll further to make that point, we had quite a bearish mini structure over here that could have been a spill for a new low, and in fact it traded up, and that was at a point when the shorts were roughly this level, extreme high. So bear that in mind. That said, the data set is very short for this shorts. It's only from August till now, and I expect we'll make new extremes both to the high side and to the low side as this data is built. This was a very small fractal, and was one of the first times it was sitting under the 7K. Since then, there were a lot of buy the dip bulls. They were strong still at this juncture. Many of them are less so today, especially after repeated bringing the market down into these levels, and we had you know, a lot longer prolonged stage between the two floors occurring here and again over there. So this is pretty much where we are, descending triangles with the trend being bearish before it. In other words, this line here being down are not generally bullish events, and the expectation will be that the trade will trade down. Further to that, without getting into specifics of targets and methodology, you can find out more if you make money when you take a course. But I would expect that the 4,000 level will fall, and that you will, on target attainment, probably trade with a 3 in it, which, given that this is currently at 6,451, in percentage terms, is a big call. In fact, we're probably talking about at least a 35-40% loss in value on an item that is already 70% down from its blow off high, just sub 20k, more than 20% down. At 6.5, it's more than 20% down, 70% down. So we're talking about another further 35 plus going on 40% to the downside. So I've primed my peeps in terms of what I'm going to be doing, and I have a suspicion that it could happen this weekend. But we could get prolonged. We could get the first warnings and then tremors, and then the main earthquake happens next weekend. It seems weekends is the time for these things, but it could shock us and be during the week as well. But I felt quite high probability that this weekend is a dangerous period for Bitcoin longs, and I still feel that holds. We'll see what's going on. So this is the structure, the overall basic technical setup of where we are in. Sell off, flat bottom, trimming the highs back down, and potential for further lows. If we drop this into 2 hourly, so low one, squeezing the top there, another low marginally higher, and again another key point that's been squeezed down, and then this kind of price behavior. Who knows how high we may go? My suspicion is that in fact may indeed be the final high point of this upside move, and that we will churn a little bit over here, and that a spill could take place still during the course of today or early into the new week, which could see this level run, that level run, and that level run, and substantial fall through the hard floor level of 6,000. Let's try get it right on the 6,000, shall we? Yeah, so that is your 6.5. I think this has been the key level that's been in the line of sight here, trying to hold the key in the 6.5, and I think the game's going to be lost. I think the game's going to be lost for it. How will I be proven wrong? I think an impulsive move to the upside that runs this level will extend this. It doesn't prove me inaccurate with bearishness, but this definitely would. So the failure of 7431, the upside movement through 7431 is all breakup of this pattern, and then that this entire view for this being short term to medium term within the space of either this weekend or the week to the next one, that will then be invalidated entirely. How much higher before I start to feel nervous about it? I would say I wouldn't want to see it going back above 7,000 levels. If it were to go back above the 7,000 level, I would say it's starting to already show risk that it might do that. So my expected range before the recent price action was at the 6.5 through to around the 6.8 that we top out. Now with this recent price behavior and the warning little slap in the faces that you've had here and here, I assess that in fact it could come quite soon, could come today or tomorrow, and then we could move we could just move to the lower part of the structure, or we could end up going straight into the spill. That will take you some 35% lower. One of the other things that you might bear in mind is that I like the idea of some liquidity, but Ethereum is also a potential trade apart from shorting Bitcoin. So if this is a left shoulder, that is a head. You've had a return move to that neckline. You await a right shoulder, somewhere like that. You can enter either early on the right shoulder with a stop at the head, or on the just-in-time entry, as we call it, on the blue line as it breaks down. Again, invalidated if it makes a new high and takes out that high. Simple as that. Okay, guys. I don't normally do this as a rare event where I'm saying to you that's something I've discussed in great detail with Premium. I've also challenged Mike Novogratz on his statement that we're at a low for Bitcoin, and I am saying, Mike, on balance of probabilities, I would suggest that you're not accurate, but well done to you if you are. Fair play to you for putting your view out there. I'm putting out mine, and people will come and comment as they choose, depending on how this turns. But this to resolve to the downside on balance of probabilities. Not guarantee, on balance of probabilities. That's it. Enjoy your weekend.